It's been a bit of a break, but we're back. What the Feet podcast is back, and I'm Chef Shauna, and we are starting back our all things food, all things farming, all things local with London Bridge Farm. This is Annette from London Bridge Farm. So we're gonna get into, this is a very unique interview, I have to say, or just a chat. Because a lot of times we talk with people who are either culinary entrepreneurs or farmers. This one is a combination of both. So you know your girl is really excited about this and to get some information and to find out a little bit more about what grows here and what she's got going on. So again, this is Annette with London Bridge Farm. Say hello to the people,
Hello,
Annette.
everyone.
So my first question is, why farming for you at this point in your life?
Well, I've always wanted to contribute to the community, do something. Now that I'm not in a suit anymore, I retired from the Army about 2 years ago, and I've always, since I've been little, wanted to just give, to serve, to help the community.
Yeah.
I come from grandparents that had farmed, and I've always had a passion for growing things and seeing how things develop from just a seed. So I've always wanted to just reach out and help people that are in need, try different things, let people know that there's other types of vegetables, unique vegetables that are out there for people to try.
I like that. So you spoke a little bit about your grandparents, and that is like, I remember when you told me about that. So if you were to look around at your land now, what do you think your grandparents would say if they were here to see all of what you're doing now?
I think they would just be smiling.
Yeah.
I think about my grandfather, my late grandfather, my mother's dad, and he was such the most current gardener that I know before he passed away. And if he were here, he would probably give me lots of organic type of tips, things that they've done generations before it became a thing now. And just smile.
Yeah, I think so. I think especially there's always like a complication with us and the land, because there's a duality there, right? There's gratitude, there's a connection, but then there's also painful history.
Yes.
So I think when they look at what you're doing, I think so. I don't know them. I think they'd be smiling too, because you've gone from like you just said, you've gone from military life to farming and baking. Y'all, this woman's banana pudding is insane. Her cookies are insane. And then recently I got a giant loaf of a banana bread that I almost ate all of myself. Okay? She can bake. So you've gone from the military life. Like, was there a moment when you stopped and realized, I want something slower, I want something more grounded? Was it like an aha moment, or it kind of gradually happened?
Slowly but surely, kind of gradually happened. I initially wanted to be a veterinarian, and being in the Army, graduating high school, and immediately going into Iraq and Afghanistan, it didn't exactly happen the way that I wanted to go to vet school. I did try, I did well, I just didn't get in. And I've always just loved to grow things and just to provide. So I thought that would probably be the next best thing I could do. So to contribute to my community.
Yeah. So it was kind of like a slow progression, and then it kind of just clicked, like, okay, I think this is what I want to do.
Yeah, I think for sure, probably the third or fourth year before my retirement, I think this is what I kind of narrowed it down to do. This is what I want. I think this is, where can I have a piece of land to get away from the hustle and bustle from DC, Maryland, and other places we've been, that we can just slowly settle down and have some acreage in a farm.
Yeah.
And that's, I was like, yeah, I think it's a farm.
Okay, but I mentioned the baking, so I want to talk about the food for a little bit. So, do you have a favorite thing to bake?
Cheesecake.
Ooh, I haven't had that yet, and that's my favorite dessert. You just said my name. You ain't say my name, but you said my name.
Cheesecake
Really?
is probably, I think it's because it's so easy to dress it down or dress it up and interchange flavors and have that creaminess, satisfying dessert.
Yes. So, but it's also easy. It also appears like an easy dessert, but it's also easy to get wrong.
Yes.
Because as a girly who's a cheesecake connoisseur, I have eaten my share of this ain't it. So I completely appreciate. Now a new thing to try. Okay, but what about cooking? Because I know you throw down. What is your favorite thing to cook or eat? What do you love? Like, what are you crushing on when you're having like a really good dinner? What do you want to have?
Ooh, I love shrimp. Oh, gosh. Anything that has seafood or shrimp in it. I would say my favorite thing to eat is pho.
Yeah.
And
We
it's
already
super
know we have a
easy
lot
to
in
make.
common. Yes.
It's so easy. Just get the broth that you want. You get all the seasonings that you want to put in there. It's just, you get all the vegetables straight out of the garden. And you can put any kind of protein in it. And it's just so good for you.
Oh, I love. So I love pho. Like, love it. So I can get behind that. Okay. Yeah, and then you grow a lot of the herbs as well.
Onions, the cilantro, the peppers.
Exactly. So pho it is in a few months. We pho for dinner, and then we're gonna have cheesecake for dessert. So it's a done deal.
Passion fruit cheesecake.
Yeah, girl. She knows the island girl. Yes, that sounds amazing. So what about growing? Is there one particular thing that you enjoy growing?
I would say okra.
I love okra.
And I say that just because it's a reminder of where I come from, where my ancestors came from. Even if you feel like you're failing, it's a reminder that you're not, because it's so resilient.
Yes.
It's abundant in growth. And it's delicious and it's good for you.
Yeah, and what I like about okra is that the entire plant is good. Like, you can use the leaves, you can eat the leaves, right? You can eat them as like a spinach, saute them, but also it's great as a conditioner and a shampoo, especially for our kinky textured hair. So there's that, and then it's good for your digestive system. I eat them raw, and they're so sweet and delicious. Oh
yes.
So yeah, okra is I think it's like us in a vegetable. So I like that answer.
Yeah.
But so we carry at Tasting Queens Market, we carry her eggs in our farm cooler. So tell us about your chickens, because I saw the girls. We're gonna have some images and videos of the girls for y'all to see the girls. But tell us about the chickens. They're beautiful.
So I've always wanted to have chickens. My grandmother had chickens.
Yeah.
My great grandmother, my best memories are her in Alabama with all her chickens just constantly running around. So I was like, okay, let me have my chickens. She didn't do anything special. They ate pretty much an organic diet before it became a thing.
A thing, yeah.
But my girls, we have 17 chickens now, and no roosters, all hens. I try to get black chickens because I don't know if a lot of people know, but hawks and other predator birds are afraid of crows. So they see black chickens and they mistake them for crows, so they don't bother him. So you keep your flock nice and safe and healthy.
Wow.
But our birds are, I would say organic, but I'm not licensed organic, but everything that they eat, I buy is certified organic. They eat bugs, they free range. they're happy chickens. They're not crammed
They're very
up.
happy chickens. My son was just out there playing with them, putting his hands with nothing in it, trying to feed them, and they were like, "Wait, no, you ain't got nothing there." So yeah, they are beautiful girls. And then the eggs that you get those dark chocolate eggs, and some are lighter, and some are even like with a hue of blue to them.
So we have,
Pretty.
I try to stick to Australorps, Australian Australorps. They're pretty hardy, good birds, both cold and hot tolerant. And they leave kind of like tannish eggs. Our copper marins, they have these beautiful chocolate brown eggs, and those are our youngest chickens. We've got some Easter eggers. My daughter loves the Easter eggers for that simple fact that they're called Easter eggers. But they lay pink, blue, and green eggs from time to time. So you get like a nice little diverse variety of
like that.
eggs.
So I know a lot of times like people romanticize farming. You're like, oh my gosh, I want to be a farmer. And it's I mean, of course there are beautiful things, and there's a lot of careers like that, but especially, you as a farmer, what's the most beautiful thing for you about farming? But also what are like two challenges, like the heaviest thing that you have to face with farming?
The most beautiful thing is stepping back and seeing all the wonderful stuff that you worked so hard to grow. That is the biggest payoff. It reminds you like, oh, it's not so bad when you have to get up early and make sure the chickens are fed and the daughter's fed and everything else. I think the hardest part is just learning as you go. Sometimes it's just, the hardest thing is like, oh, I didn't know that, or I didn't know this. And, taking that time to sit back and reading and catching up on things that you didn't know. Because there is a lot of information out there. And then sometimes it's a lack of resources for things. Like I don't have a greenhouse yet. So I'm just kind of working with my garage and Mother Nature to kind of help me with that until that comes available to me. Yeah, just sitting back and just seeing everything growing at the same time. That is like the most wonderful thing that that just puts a smile on your face.
And let me say, so I can't even count how many types of vegetables that I've had from you so far. I mean, I've had okra, I've had peppers, I've had collards, I've had kale, I've had various kinds of lettuce, I've had, oh my gosh, there are more things. You've even brought flowers, the eggs. There are so many things that I've experienced, and everything was delicious. And not just what I've experienced, but also I've shared with you guys and customers. We did the pop-up with your lettuce and your kale, and sold out. And everyone's like, where's this kale? Where can I get the kale? Where can I get the lettuce? You can see the care in what you do, and you can taste it. Like those collards were so sweet and delicate, and it was delicious. It was really, really good. The eggs are amazing. We bake with the eggs from time to time. Those are amazing. So you're doing something good. You're doing something good. So from this foodie, I have no complaints. But we've talked a little bit about farm to table, and I know you have some ideas about that. So from the farm and baking, is there more to the vision that you think you want to share?
My vision, I'm hoping one day it will come true, but it's going in that right direction. I'd like to have quarterly pop-ups of, tents set up, and chefs come in from out of town, in town, and everyone comes that's invited. They bring something from their farm, and they talk about how it's raised and the quality and the nutrient dense vegetables that we have, and have nice gatherings that bring people together to talk and just bring people together. I don't think there's anything in the world that brings people closer together than food.
There isn't. I'm telling you right now, food is the number one connector of humanity. It's what connects us. And for me, I use food to show us how more alike we are than we are different, because there's similarities in every culture. You just have to want to see it. So I love that. That would be awesome. And I'm there to eat. So yeah. So when someone eats the things you grow, like when you bring me stuff and eggplant, basil. So I made this basil pesto, eggplant pesto with her basil. Oh my gosh, so good. But when people eat something that you've grown, what is your hope that they take away from that? Like, what is your goal when they eat it? You're like, what do you want them to feel, or what do you want to communicate through what
Happy.
you grow?
I just want them to be happy. I want them to feel satisfied.
Yeah.
I want them to feel loved.
Yeah.
Those are like the top things that my grandmothers and great grandmothers always instilled, is like, here is a plate of food, and that despite on whatever that food or dessert was, it made you feel special. It made you feel like a human. It made you feel loved.
Yeah.
You know, despite on the chaos that is around us, that plate of food was your medicine. And that's what I want people to feel, and when they eat anything that comes from our land.
I feel like you're on the path to that, because that's what I feel. I'm telling you, there's really an intention behind everything that Annette does, and it shows. And I feel like that's being conveyed. So if that's what your message is, we getting it. Yeah. Why the name London Bridge Farm?
So it's named after my daughter, London. Bridge. In the military, when you retire, they have programs, and this one was called Skill Bridge, and you can do all sorts of things. I interned at a farm before starting my own, just to kind of bring me up to speed on everything, and I just connected the two together. I've always wanted something for my child to pass on, and in the Black community, generational wealth has just diminished. It's just it's not there, and I want something for her, despite on what she wants to do with it. She has it, to pass it on to her kids and her grandkids.
That's very important for us to think generational and be intentional about that. And again, you're not just thinking about London, but thinking about her line and there being something, because there are a lot of things, and I visited a lot of farms in North Carolina, and you'll hear, this has been in our family for 250 years or 200 years, and I'm a 5th generation, 6th generation, and that land just gets passed and passed and passed, and we don't always have that. Well, we rarely have that where it's generational for us. So this is amazing that that's intentional. And London gets to be in the name. London's my girl, so I am very pleased that she is one of the reasons for the name. So I absolutely love what you're doing, and I'm here to celebrate all things food. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us about what you're doing, about your farm, about your baking?
When I decided to just go with London Bridge Farm, part of that mission, that intent, that thought process was to be able to make nutrient-dense food for everybody. Everybody. And some people think, I go to Whole Foods and I can't afford half of this stuff that's in here. The intent that we have is to have affordable prices for good food for everybody, to let them all know that you can eat like a king or a queen, or you can eat just as well as anyone else, on any type of budget.
You deserve it too.
Exactly.
And it's similar thing where when I share food and recipes, it's because, or even when I'm making a spice blend, if you're not able to dine at a 5-star or Michelin star restaurant, you can have some of a culture, some of a cuisine, just by having a spice or just by having some kind of a sauce or something that reminds you of that. And it's well done, but it's accessible for everyone. So that's an amazing goal to have. And so we love it here. Well, Annette, thank you very much for sitting down with us and sharing with What the Feast podcast. And we look forward to what you cooking up, what you baking, what you growing. We're going to be eating it. And again, you can find her eggs. And then also later will be coming some vegetables. We'll be having some lettuce and herbs as well available at Tasting Queens Market. That's 1218 Hawkins, Sanford, North Carolina. And also, I should say, Annette is going to be growing my peppers this year. So you know the hot sauces are coming. She's got them working. So you'll see more about that later on. But thank you guys for tuning in. And eat well, live well, be well. Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.